is track day. I have a ton of coverage, so let's get started. Today, I'm going to be taking you all with me on a little field trip. It's been about 3 years since I've been to the track, and today I'm going to be taking my 911. I'm excited for today's event, so what I want to do is a little project before I head out there, and I'm going to go inside my office and show you my helmet and do a little revamp of the livery. Here's where I keep my helmet. I leave it on the case for my model cars. So I'm gonna bring it down and do a little refresh on the livery. It was quite dusty, so I took it to the garage real quick and wiped it down. There's not much livery on the helmet, but on one side, which is facing outside the window, I have the old Auto Hype decal here. It's got the M stripes down here, and then the Guam seal here. So I'm gonna remove both of them and do an update. I got some goog on here because in the back I had the Auto Hype, one of the old Auto Hype logos in the back, so I'm gonna clean that up. I wanna try to do a little refresh since it's been a couple of years since I've been to the track. I went through all my stickers that I keep down here, and I think what I'm gonna go with on my helmet is this set. I'm going to refresh the Guam badge on my helmet, and then I'm also going to replace the Auto Hype logo with the new one here. And then just a few things that I have on my car, the K&N filters, Brembo brake pads, and the H&R suspension. These are the stickers that I'm pretty much going to do for the new livery. I might add a few other things, but I'm going to start off with these items. For today's track day, my diagnostic tool will be the iCarSoft, and then I have my Craftsman tool set, my portable compressor, some extra fuses, and extra oil just in case. My car is track ready now. I put back the stock wheels and replaced the GT version 2 front lip. I like this over the GT3 RS lip because it sits a little bit higher. When I'm on the track, I don't want to worry too much about scraping. Also, I like to use my stock wheels because the fender gap is a little bit bigger than with the 20s, so I won't have to worry about rubbing. So all that's left is to head on out to the track and have some fun. I just arrived here at the track. It's right behind me. It's the Adams Motorsports Park. It's my first time here. It's a little bit of a smaller track, but it's a timeattack style today. So I'm gonna line up and start getting ready for the drive. Got all my gear, got my helmet, I got my ski mask in here, my driving gloves, and the shoes I'm bringing today are the new Pumas. I got here a little early so I can check out the track. Never been here before, so let's go check out the course and see what I'm gonna be driving on. I'm not sure where we're gonna be starting at, but I have a feeling it might be somewhere in this area. It's a pretty small track, so I think the longest shot is from here all the way down there. So we'll see how fast this track is. There's Will, my buddy that invited me. He's coming with his family. Right next to my 911. Some of the cars. So I'm back in my car. I just checked in. I got the wristband. I gotta head back behind me, go through the gate, and then I'm gonna line up where they're gonna do the inspection of my car. Some of the cars are rolling in. Looks like there's a lot of serious racers out here. A lot of them came in trailers, and some of them going through inspection. So once I'm done with mine, I'll start lining up and I'll do my first heat and see how it goes.
Laps real quick.
Okay, gotta gear up, put on my ski mask. Don't want to be all sweaty in my helmet. A little accident right here. I just got in a little accident. I hit one of the guards there and hit the passenger back fender. I'm hoping I can buff it out. I do know there's a little bit of a dent, but I'm not gonna let it bother me. It's fun to hear at the track, so I'm just gonna do the rest of the runs, and then I'll check it out a little bit more when I get home. So this is a little warm up, couple of laps. We're gonna start lining up and run with our group. heat, I'm going to try to push it a little bit harder and try to get some better times. Will and I hit the same guard. Good thing his own was able to buff out, but on mine, I will have to pull out the dent.
Rent a cabin out there, stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have it douse, not what I'm about, have your cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe.
Today's track day was definitely worth the experience. I know my car got a little bit scuffed up earlier in the day, but I didn't want to let that bother me. Here is the damage. So you can see it's scuffed up pretty bad, and if I bring the camera and use the reflection against it, you can see where the dent is at. So it's not too bad. I think I can get a paintless dent remover guy to come out and pull it out. It's not something that worries me too much. I found out later that my buddy with the black GTR also hit the same pylon. Every once in a while, I like to open up my 911. I don't think I've ever driven my car that hard, especially in the corners. I was sliding a lot on some of the hairpins and drifting on some of the turns. So I was really pushing it. Also, the brakes, it's a good thing I replaced the brakes a few months ago, because today is where it really counted. Especially when I was taking some of those turns really fast, the brakes really came into play. Most of the people in our group today were experienced drivers. I was talking to a few of them, and most of the people that have done it for the first time usually are closer to the 1 minute mark. So my goal today was trying to get a few seconds underneath it. I didn't really push it hard on the first heat, but as I got a little bit more comfortable with my car, I started turning it up a little bit. So when I go over the timesheet later, I'll show you my progress. I want to go back to the very first heat when I hit the pylon. It really distracted me, and I was really concerned about how I was going to take that long strip. It's not really a long strip, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough time to react and slow down, because the pylons were really close to each other and other people were hitting it, not just me. The reason why I bring this up is because when I checked my time, I noticed that I could have done a lot better, because a lot of that accounted because of my first heat when I hit the pylon. And it was in my head, so when I was hitting that long strip, about halfway through, I just let off, and there was still about 20, 30 yards that I could have stayed on the pedal, but I lifted off because I didn't want to hit it again. So now I'm going to show you the timesheet for the people in my group and see how I did. Here's the track sheet of all the cars that competed in my group. My car is on line 5, and it was broken down into 3 different heats. And as you can see, my improvements was gradual as I got more comfortable on the track. The car that made the best time was an orange Mustang. I saw him ripping around the track, and it was no surprise that he got number 1. And then the second one is the silver FRS. That's the one earlier that I got footage of trailing in. And that one was also doing really well on the track. Here's the layout of the track again. I want to evaluate it to see where I can improve the next time. And the first thing I could think about is that straightaway. In the beginning, when I hit that pylon, it really shifted my mental focus on how I would approach that straightaway. Once I came around the turn, I would punch it only until probably top of second. And I had about maybe 25, 35 yards before the flag that I let off. So that's about 1/3 of that strip that I only used up. And when I was talking to other drivers how they approached that straightaway, they were telling me they had the pedal down until after the flag. So I could have picked up a lot more speed as well as trimmed down my time if I were to push it a little bit further when I was approaching that straightaway. On the first heat, I was able to get up to about 63 miles per hour. On the second heat, my fastest was about 65. And then on the third, I was able to get up to 67. So that gives me an idea of how much faster I could have gotten on that straightaway had I not let off so early. To make things worse, after I let off, I didn't put it back into gear until I hit the berm, the second hairpin. So I lost a lot of valuable time. I also felt that on the first hairpin and some of the other turns, I could take it a little bit more aggressive. This is the first time I've driven my car this hard, and I was building more confidence on how the car handled these situations, and I was beyond impressed how my 911 was able to perform on that track. Overall, I had a ton of fun today. I think I got to know my car a lot better, and on my next trip to the track, I think I could push my car a little bit harder and improve on my times. On the next episode, I do have some content for my Mazda MX-6. There's a few things that I did to it, and I'm starting to drive it a little bit more. So my excitement for the car is back, and I'm looking forward to that project. So that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.